when did you fall in love with like women in hip hop?
Okay, do you want me to go first and say mine?
I was about to say, I was
do
like...
you want... Okay, hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of What My Girl Said. Okay, so you guys, we have not had anything to do at the beginning of the episode for a couple episodes because you guys know we're being like hated on by Warner. And they said we can't play their songs at the beginning of our episodes anymore. So we finally came up with something to do, and we're basically just going to quiz each other every episode. So... we're finding song lyrics, and the rules are we have to either guess the artist or guess the song. Double points for both. What should we do if, like, who wins the most?
I don't know. We gotta think of something.
We have to think of something.
We gotta do something.
Okay. All right. Okay. One of us, the loser, has to streak naked across. All right, I'm gonna go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Some of y'all ain't writing well, too concerned with fashion. None of you ain't Giselle, catwalk and imagine. A lot of y'all Hollywood, drama, cast it. Cut, bitch, camera off, real shit, blast it.
I feel like this is a Meg Thee Stallion lyric.
You think so?
Yeah.
Is that your final guess?
Meg Thee Stallion, yeah.
And you want to take one more try?
All right, read it back. Okay.
Some of y'all ain't writing well, too concerned with fashion. None of you ain't Giselle, catwalk and imagine. A lot of y'all Hollywood, drama, cast it. Cut, bitch, camera off, real shit, blast it.
All right.
Do you want me to give you a hint?
Is it Saucy Santana?
No, it's a woman. You want me to give you a hint?
Yes.
Early 2000s.
I don't know. Okay, who is it?
It's Eve.
What song is that?
Let me blow your mind. It's Eve. Let me blow your mind.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Do you remember she was setting shots at Lil' Kim, and she was like, "You're too concerned with fashion." And then remember, Lil' Kim came back and was like, "Yeah, you should let me style you." I know. I'm like, yeah, it was the whole little beef that they had going in the early 2000s. Right. Okay.
All right.
So you are already down one. I guess. Let's see how bad I do. Okay, go ahead. I'm ready. I'm scared. I'm scared.
All right. Palm Angel on me, I'm sinning. Hit up South Lake in my Bentley. Put points out straight in the millions. Been cutting checks like Johnny. Been popping, been getting money.
Is that Young Miami?
No.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, you were so confident.
You said Palm Angels, and I'm just like...
Stepping on shitting these Christians. Palm Angels on me, I'm sitting. Hitting up South Lake, my Bentley. Put points out straight in the millions. Been cutting checks like Johnny. Been popping, been getting money.
Oh my God. Is this Trina?
No.
Oh my God. Am I completely on the wrong coast?
You're right in the sense that it's in the South.
Okay. This is hard.
You want me to tell you? Do you want to guess?
It's a woman, right?
It is a woman.
Okay. Give me one more second. Read it one more time.
Palm Angels on me, I'm sitting. Hitting up South Lake, my Bentley. Put points out straight in the millions. Been cutting checks like Johnny. Been popping, been getting by. No, this bitch barely getting by.
Oh my God.
I gave you an extra bar too.
I see, but I don't fucking know. Okay, you gotta tell me.
It's Big Lotto on South Side.
Why was she gonna be my next guest? Why was she gonna be my next guest? You know what tipped me off when you said Palm Angels? Yeah. And I'm like, or whatever, like the brand. And I was like, damn it, I know it's somebody in the South. And I was so sure it was Young Miami. But okay, so we're both bad at this.
Right. No, maybe we'll get better. We'll
do better the next time.
No, it's fun though. That's fun.
Hi everybody again. Welcome back to another episode of Where My Girls At. We're so excited to be here.
Happy Women's History Month.
Happy Women's History Month to
walking
all of the
out
women.
of Black History Month, going into Women's History Month.
And happy Women's History Month to all of the Black women. Okay.
Yay.
This is so funny, and then we can get into hot topics.
Okay.
I had my students for International Women's Day write a paragraph about a woman who inspires them. And this one girl, and she's so sweet, she wrote a paragraph on Marilyn Monroe. The really famous actor who was like a drug addict, died of an overdose. But she was under the impression that Marilyn Monroe was the Black Dahlia. Have you ever heard of that case of the woman who died very famously? She got slit all the way in half. She was murdered. Okay,
Black what?
Black Dahlia. It's like a super famous unsolved case of this woman who got killed really brutally in LA. So she's reading her paragraph. Wow. She's reading her paragraph aloud, and she's saying it's because I make them read it aloud because these kids, baby, they need all the practice they can get.
Right.
And so she's like, and I hope one day her murder gets solved because that was a really gruesome way for her to die. And the whole time I'm sitting there like, girl, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking
right.
I said, baby,
she could have wrote it about anybody.
I said, baby, she died of an overdose in her bed, in her home, alone. She was not murdered by anyone.
My God.
And she said, wait, what are you talking about? Wasn't she slit in half? I said, no, she was not. That's very famously not a part of her death.
I think that's so wild though, because you're like, name any woman.
Name a woman ever in history, and the person
that was the first one.
The two that come to this little Black girl from Inglewood's mind is Marilyn Monroe and the Black Dahlia. How does that make sense?
That does not make any sense. What?
Any fucking sense? I don't know.
That is hilarious.
That was such a funny. Okay, one more story about my story. I swear to God, we're gonna move on. Okay, so in class on Friday, they were like just so unfocused during the warm up, and so I had to like put on my teacher voice and yell at them a little bit. And I'm like, why do you guys take this seriously? Do you want to fail? Do you care about your grades? Everybody is silent, and then one of my students at the front says, "Type shit." Do you know how hard it is to remain an adult and not laugh when they do some shit like that? Do you know how hard it is?
Oh my gosh.
I just wanted to laugh so fucking bad.
You're like in an episode of Abbott Elementary.
But like in IRL.
Right.
For real. Okay, but how are you?
I'm good.
How's life?
I'm good. Life is good. Life is good. I'll say this. Invest in your friendships, continue to nurture them. I was with my friend Jalen, shout out to Jalen. We did a sleepover last weekend, and it was so cute. Like, it reminded me of like when I was 13, and like you go over to your friend's house, you like get like pizza, you watch movies, you stay up late. But it was like, obviously, like, we're grown now, but it felt like
there was a little alcohol with the pizza.
Oh yeah, there was alcohol with it, and she made we actually had salmon. Like, she made salmon.
Oh, like, y'all had a real adult sleepover.
It was an adult sleepover, but we watched like the new Tyler Perry movie with Kelly Rowland.
What did you think of it? Because I couldn't finish it.
It was so bad. But you know what? You can't take away that Kelly Rowland looked good in every scene. She looked so good. That's what kept me through. That's what kept me through the movie. Honestly,
you are better than me.
It was bad, but no. Invest in your friendships. Like, continue to water them,
especially during Women's History Month too.
Especially during Women's History Month. So that's my little tidbit.
But also every month, just nurture your friendships every month.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I love that. I'm glad you did that. I feel like my friend was became like a solid core instructor.
Oh, okay.
So she's like training right now. So she was like, hey, like, would you guys come and take one of my training classes? I've never done Pilates, like reformer Pilates.
My friend just started. She just started. She wants me to go with her now.
Shit. I don't know if I have to do that shit again after last night.
Really?
If that was a beginner class, I'm sore today. I'm telling you, that shit
I'm
ain't
taking it next Friday, so I'll
have a great time. Please drink a lot of water. Don't plan any activity after, because you're gonna go home and lay the fuck down. You had me like really laid out last night.
It's like that. Okay.
Let's get into some hot topics. So there hasn't been that much drama. Can we first? It's not on here because I texted you about it. Can we talk about the Pink Friday 2 karaoke world tour?
Oh my gosh.
Karaoke night with Nicki Minaj. First of all, great gowns, beautiful gowns.
Yeah.
It's giving karaoke night.
Karaoke night.
Baby, I saw this video from somebody who just went to her Vegas show. They said she didn't come out till 10:30 p.m.
That's ridiculous.
They said she didn't know half the words. She was yelling at fans off stage who she gave them the mic, and then she took the mic away from them.
I saw that.
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that to somebody? After they paid all this money to be front fucking row, you
right,
better
to
be
see you perform.
You better be as nice as fucking humanly possible.
Right.
But, baby, that just goes to show you. Artist development is everything, okay? This bitch, she was spending day and night on Twitter and on Instagram Live, and you ain't rehearsing for shit. Cause why are you up there out of breath? Why are you doing karaoke night with Nicki Minaj? This is supposed to be the Pink Friday World Tour. And how many times have I said rappers need to get rid of the backing tracks? This is not fucking karaoke, okay?
Yeah.
You're not Britney Spears, bitch. You don't need to be lip syncing. You should know the fucking words.
Right.
What are you doing? But what did you think of it? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I saw a couple of clips, like, actually in the past couple of days, and I was just like, I don't know. It didn't feel like anything extravagant. I felt like it didn't feel like I felt like there was no heart in this performance.
That's a good way to describe it. That's exactly that's exactly what I was seeing.
Like,
what I was thinking.
when Doja Cat started her tour, you're like, oh, like, okay, like, she's coming.
I think even given my thoughts about Doja Cat's tour, it was still much more professional than this.
Yeah.
Than what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and I saw her with the mic thing, and I was like, bro, like, come on. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like,
what are we doing? We've lost the plot severely.
We lost the plot, exactly. Well, you know what? Is it touring because she's in debt? Like, is that...
Do you know that I have not stopped thinking about that? Like, since that that Stan page, like, said that, I have not stopped thinking about that, because here's the thing. I am all about giving the bare minimum at your job. So I completely understand if you're not making a single money and you touring for 6 months, that's how much I would be giving.
I guess.
That's what I would be giving.
I don't know, bro. Like, again, to your point of, like, I paid front row seats for this, and you're giving me bare minimum, like, and it's supposed to be your comeback, like,
not just comeback. This is supposed to be some sort of victory lap tour for her. Like, she's talking about this is the best album she's ever released, and she's like at the top of her game. My thing is another thing. First of all, I agree with everything you said, but another thing, why the fuck is Nicki Minaj, like, does she have some sort of stake in AI? Why are all of her visuals AI? Why can she not afford AI, like, or like real visuals to shoot them? Where are the music videos? Where are the tour visuals? Where's the cover art?
True.
Everything is AI. And I get it, it's cheap, but are you really struggling like that?
Maybe. And
to the point, I want to know what your thought about her stealing the choreography. What were your thoughts about this? Because people have been kind of pissing me off a little bit with what they've been saying about this, about the choreographer Dante Coley, who was the original person who came up with the dance for Fuck the Club Up, that she ended up using part of, like, the most viral part of that dance. She ended up using it on tour, and she only offered him $100, a meet and greet, and front row seats for the choreography. He did not accept that, because that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's so whack.
That's bullshit, right? Like, that's some complete bullshit. But he said, her choreographer said he turned all of that down because he wanted to be on stage with her, and it couldn't work. Dante said that's not what happened. He said, I didn't turn shit down. So then people on the internet and on Twitter started saying, like, why is he tripping over this? Like, this little bitty piece of choreography. Like, it's not even the whole dance. Like, he's doing too much. He's ungrateful and all this. So I wonder what you thought about this.
I don't know. I was thinking about how, like, things like choreography and, like designer wear, right? Like, I remember during that, like, Ladies First documentary, it was like, if I had a patent on like this design of like the one nipple out, and she's like, I'd be like a millionaire.
She
And
should have.
so, right. So I'm like, I think about that and like the property of like creative property of
Right.
being able to do something like that.
Hell yeah.
I definitely think that there should be some type of residual, especially given the popularity of the song. And I think
Yes.
if it was for the choreographer, it's the exposure, right? So being
Yep.
able to be on stage with Nicki Minaj, like
Right.
that would be, I think, either fair or some type of like more compensation to be able to equate to the popularity of the song. So I think that it's kind of wrong of what they offered him, and they should have been able to do something that would be like, oh, he has like some type of like credit, like with that allows him to continue with his livelihood of being a professional dancer.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is I feel like, okay, when the song came out, instantly it was one of the ones I gravitated toward.
Yeah,
Like, I knew instantly it was going to be one of the standouts from the album. However, I think it really popped off once that dance started going viral. And
Right,
it
of
was
course.
because of him. And I think it's crazy the way that people will scream about like undervaluing creatives. But if the dance is such it's not that big of a deal, take that shit out.
True.
Take that shit out. You didn't come
Mhm.
up with that. So if you feel like he's tripping, he's doing too much, why are you using his work then? It was
Right.
It was valuable enough when he made your song go viral.
Exactly.
It was valuable enough for your choreographers to incorporate it into a world tour. These are highly trained choreographers who could come up with any fucking dance that they
Anything.
wanted to.
Yeah.
But you took something else that
Mhm.
this person already came up with, and now you're setting the terms of what they can ask for something that they created. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Complete
Yeah.
bullshit. And it
Totally.
just goes to show how people undervalue creatives, how people
Right.
undervalue artists. You don't get to tell me what the price is. You don't know
Mhm.
how many years I put in to become a dancer. You don't know how much money I spent to get to this point. You don't get to tell me. I set the price. Okay?
Right, exactly.
And
exactly.
that's why I agree with you. Like IP or intellectual property and all type of things, you should be able to patent some of that shit, because think of how much money she's making off of this tour. Think of how much money the tour. This is a world tour. This is a world tour. Think of how much money every single person involved is making. And y'all offer this man $100 and some front row seats and a meet and greet. Get the fuck out of here! Like
right.
What is like the music critic on TikTok, the really famous one. He has an afro. His name is Henny. He said Nicki Minaj is not beating the broke allegations with this one. Like, she is not beating the broke allegations with this
you're
bullshit.
right. You're right.
Because that's crazy.
That is crazy. That's
crazy. Okay, but let's get into some other good news.
Sure.
Okay, so Sweetie was on the cover of Allure magazine, and it's your girl.
Stop.
And I really wanted to talk about. No, I actually have positive things to say.
I was going to say I thought it was a good article.
Okay, what were you? Tell me. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I feel like you could tell that she really cares about this, like about her career, about how she's perceived, and she talked a little bit there, like her upbringing, like kind of growing up like sporadically, but also how that like allowed her to build her confidence and like some sort of armor, I think, when it came to people like talking negatively about her. And she talks about how that like has carried her within the music industry. Because she's like, listen, I see everything. I'm on social media.
Right.
She's like, I don't always respond, but she's like, I'm taking the time to like learn myself as an artist. And I thought something that was interesting.
She was getting clowned last year.
She was getting clowned last year.
Lie.
And she was saying something in here about how like she feels like she was thrown into it, like the music industry, like very suddenly, and she didn't really allow herself to have artist development, like forming her artistry identity. And I thought that was very fair of her to say. And I also, listening to reading the article, it also showed me a lot about like the music industry and about how like they're trying to control the artist in every facet of their life, from the type of music that they put out, from their presence online, how they talk about their upbringing. And she was just like, no, like I really want to be able to like do this on my own terms. I want to release the type of music that I want to release. And I feel like it's the the like Warner Brothers and all the rest of them. It's like they should give the artists the space to be able to be themselves and grow, be themselves, but they're like advisors, right? So it's like, hey, I think you should wait to put this single out because of X, Y, and Z reason,
right?
Versus like, don't do this,
don't do this here, we're not gonna, right?
So, but I felt like the article humanized her a lot more.
I agree. I don't feel bad about the things that, or I don't regret the things that I've said about her, but I will say there's a part of me that's like, okay, I
get it.
She's taking, I feel like she's talking about how she's taking this album very seriously, you know, and like she's talking about how she's like sick of the brand deals and how people are always like equating her to that, and she wants people to know her for her music.
Right.
So I mean, I respect it. She says she went to an artist boot camp. Good, because you needed it. You know, fired her old team. Good, because you needed it. You need to keep that shit tight, okay? Because niggas is like out here spreading all types of rumors about you, lying about your first week sales so they can go viral and shit like that.
Right.
And so I'm glad that she's doing this. Artist development is something we need to champion, you know? And we really need to, and like I always say, we need to give people breathing room to grow. Which brings me to our next topic. So JT announced that she's going on a tour. And a tour is like, I'm saying it with air quotes because she said that she got a lot of booking requests. So she put it all together like a tour. So she's going, and because people were talking about like, oh, like she's over. She's like, you know, doing clubs and like little bar and restaurants. But I'm like, she has 2 songs.
Yeah, like, I mean, she doesn't have that.
She doesn't have that many songs out. And I feel like, okay, like, know your audience, number one, but also know, like, what you're capable of. Like, you should gas yourself up 100%. You should, you know, dream big and think big, but be realistic. And I think people don't like the fact that she's being realistic, you know, about where her music stands, about her come up and everything. Like, she said she's dropping a tape, you know, it's coming. And she'll go on a bigger tour once it happens, which makes sense. But I really admire her for doing this. Like, go out there, earn your stripes, you know?
Get reps, and I think it's the reps, right? The practice.
Muscle memory. Become a good live performer because, you know, the City Girls, when they started, they weren't.
They weren't,
but they've grown a ton. And speaking of artists who've grown a ton, Megan Thee Stallion is being honored by Planned Parenthood. She's going to receive the Catalyst for Change award from Planned Parenthood during their Spring Into Action Gala. It says that the Houston native was chosen because her music and performances have shined a light on women's empowerment, mental health, and social justice. And people were hating on her for this online.
Oh, sure.
They were like, why is she getting this? She hasn't done anything. All she do is talk about her pussy and all of this. And I just want to say, I'm so sorry that you bitches will never be happy, but y'all will never make me hate her. Okay?
Like, never. I think about that all the time. Like, especially, like, sidebar, her pictures from Japan.
She's having the time of her fucking life.
Fabulous.
I want to go to Japan now. I want to go.
I've been thinking about it.
I know it's expensive as hell, but I really want to go to Japan.
It's so worth it.
Everybody, please donate to our GoFundMe so we can go to Japan.
Right. But no, I was like, y'all can never make me hate her. She's doing so much fun.
She's having a good time. Like, and she's doing good shit. She's rolling out the music on her own terms. You know, she's really staying out of drama. You know, as much as
her
she
new
fucking
Nike
can.
Her new Nike commercial too.
Yes,
you saw that, right?
Yes. Wait,
Fire.
Did you get anything from the collection?
I didn't get anything from the collection.
It sold out so quickly. I was gonna get the little bodysuit, the flame one. It was gone instantly, and it I feel like there just weren't that many in my size, so they probably sold out really, really quick. But I didn't get anything, so I'm hoping that the next one
they redrop
it, or there's another drop because I feel like there are more drops coming.
Oh, for sure, know? I can see it. The summer's coming.
You know, she has a partnership with Planet Fitness too, right?
Yes.
And apparently they're dropping merch.
Oh wow, good for her.
Like,
see, get into the bag. How could you hate on her? Like, I don't know.
How can you hate on a bitch who's just out here making money, looking good, sounding good?
What?
Yeah. You gotta be a
Haters.
real hating ass bitch.
Real haters.
Real hating ass bitch. Okay, let's move on to some Ice Spice news. Okay, I want to talk about this. So
Okay.
Ice Spice is the new face of an Alexander Wang, campaign, which is,
Yep.
okay. So I think my feelings about this are twofold.
Yeah.
Number one, absolutely like love Ice Spice, getting brand deals and campaigns and like
Right.
in being in a high fashion space, because I think that's really good for women in hip hop. Like that's that's their lane, But Alexander Wang is always in controversy. He has been like accused of sexual assault of his models on
I haven't heard
more
that.
than one occasion. He's been accused of assaulting his models. So this is not a brand we should be supporting, I have to say. So I mean, I guess I'm happy for her, but also like maybe somebody else can pick her up and scoop her for this, because I just feel like that's not the one.
Yeah, I didn't know about that like controversy with Alexander Wang. But yeah, I mean, initially it was just like, okay, great. I'm glad that she's having like a major like fashion house like support her. I think also it's just like you said, good for women in hip hop to be like shown in like other spaces and other domains. But yeah, I had no idea about that.
Yeah. But in better news, she confirms that her debut album Y2K, she finished recording it and says it will be released this year. So I want to know, what are you hoping for or expecting from this debut album?
Hopefully a Taylor Swift song. Oh my gosh. No. I hope it's more like, how do I want to say, like bubble gum, like fun rap songs. I want to say like fun, frolicky, like silly girl rap. Like that's what I'm hoping. I'm curious. I'm sure it'll have like a mix of like drill rap. I feel like. I don't know if this is like a drill summer, but I could see a few drill songs. But mostly, I hope that it's like silly girl music.
Do you think it's going to come out this summer?
I hope so.
I feel like she'd be silly to not release it this summer.
Like, I feel like it would be wrong not to.
Yeah.
So I would say like maybe sometime in May, like on the precipice of summer.
So it has time to warm up,
Yeah,
people have time to like warm up to it. So you can have a contender for Song of the Summer.
Exactly.
So we have to. I think I agree. Like I want
maybe
some
a Lotto
fun.
clapback.
Yeah, but she hasn't yet. So I don't know. Maybe she's over it. I mean, maybe she knows.
Maybe she knows her lane.
She
and
knows
that's okay.
her lane. Like she knows she can't compete. She knows she don't like stand a chance with this shit. Either way, I respect people for knowing their limits, because I'm sorry, baby girl. That one you lost.
Right.
But I agree. I want fun. I want fun. I want fun music from Ice Spice. I want ass shaking summertime music. We're not getting no New City Girls for a minute. So I need you to fill in there, okay?
Yeah.
I need you to fill in, tap in, get it where you fit in, okay? You are a literal product of the year 2000. Like, born January 1st, 2000. Like, she's the same age as my little brother. Like, you need to make music for that generation. My generation or my people are still going to shake our ass to it. But know your lane, okay? Know your lane, know your audience. We don't want no fucking Taylor Swift collab, bitch. No offense, but I don't, for the rest of my life, want to hear you collaborating on a song with Taylor Swift, okay? I don't even care if you do another Nicki Minaj collab. Sure, that would be great. But I do not want to hear you on another song with Taylor Swift. If you're going to get in the booth with a pop girl, get in there with Ariana. Get in there with Dua Lipa. Get in there with Charlie XCX. Get in there with Troye Sivan. Like, I want to hear.
That would be good. Actually,
yeah, like they could do like get in there with one of those people. Like, if you really want to collab with a pop star, not Taylor Swift, girl. Like,
you think there's going to be other rap girls on her album, you think?
I think if there are going to be other rap girls on her album and it is at Nicki Minaj, it's going to be one of Nicki Minaj's Do Anything bitches. It's going to be someone Nicki Minaj approves of. So Megan will not be on this album, sorry.
I was like, yeah, who does that leave? Like
Well,
a JT, maybe?
I don't see them together on a song.
Me either. But I was trying to think of like who would possibly be on that list.
I feel like she could collab with Doechii. That could be fun. That could be a lot of fun. I think Doechii's very versatile. She could collab with Doja, but I don't think Doja would do it.
I don't think so either.
But she could. I think it would be fun, but I don't think Doja would do it. Not because of any other reason than I feel like she's just not in that space. To be making like super fun music. You know, she's on her I know how to rap shit, you know?
Yeah, true. But speaking of other people who are dropping albums this year, it seems like Cash Doll, Scarlett, Flyana Boss, and Cardi. Cardi's also,
she says the album is coming out this year. Do we believe her?
I hope so. Like, you saw that video, right? Like, of her looking at all her tracks from like the past year. Like, seems like she's just been kind of nervous to.
Well, bitch, you need to get unnervous. You need to get unnervous real fucking quick, okay?
Yeah.
Because she's absolutely right. She did need to put some gas in this year, okay?
Yeah.
We need that. I'm excited. Okay, so I actually want to give Cash Doll this go round an actual like fair shot, because I feel like we've said before, like, oh, we really don't give her a fair chance. You know, we're always giving Sweetie second chances. I think when the album comes out, we should actually review it. And like actually give her a fair chance. Like talk about Cash Doll's music, you know?
Okay.
Scarlett as well. Like we put her on the freshman list. I'm excited for what's to come.
Me too.
I hope that Cardi B is featured on this album. You know, because
Scarlett?
Yeah, because she's been like very big sisterly to Scarlett. You know?
Yeah.
They're from the same neighborhood. Aren't they?
Are they?
I think so. I actually don't. I can't confirm. I know they're not from the same neighborhood, but they're from the same borough. I think they're both from the Bronx? Question mark? I don't know. But they're both from New York. So that could be fun. And obviously, Tierra Whack is releasing this coming week. Flyana Boss is releasing the same day as Beyonce. I really feel bad for them. But I really feel bad for them, but I know they did not plan that. I know they. How could you know?
How could you
know? You can't really plan for what Beyonce's gonna release. But I'm really excited for those artists to be releasing music. Like, I hope that JT releases a project too this year. She says the EP is coming. I think she's gonna talk herself out of it, but I'm hoping she does it.
Maybe how her tour goes. Maybe she'll be able to like try out some new songs.
Some new songs. Get Uzi on there, you know, help you out. I know he said he's not making music anymore, but whatever.
Oh, really?
Should we talk about these music? Yeah, but I feel like niggas always saying that. Okay, so these music festivals, they're rolling them out. It's that season. So have you ever heard of this festival? It's called Frauenfeld. I'm 1,000 open air Frauenfeld. I'm 1,000% sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. Excuse me.
I read that last night. Well, I was in bed and I was like, Oppenheimer. Like, I read that. I was like, what the?
I guess it. Okay. They said it's going to be da bomb. Sorry, okay.
Get out. Oh my God. You are ridiculous.
Okay. Okay, so Nicki Minaj is apparently set to headline this festival. It's in Switzerland. It's apparently the biggest hip-hop festival in Europe, which seems weird to me.
Yeah.
Because I've never heard of it.
But also in Switzerland?
Do they have black people there?
Honestly and truly, I was like, Switzerland of all places.
Do they have niggas in Switzerland? And are niggas from Switzerland?
I guess they're pulling up. I don't know. Maybe they're pulling up. Maybe they're pulling up.
Why would they pull up to this and Wireless Festival is the same month? And if you would ask me, I would have said that Wireless Festival is the biggest hip-hop festival in Europe. So this is crazy. But Sexy Red is there. Ice Spice gonna perform. Flo Milli. And just a bunch of other female rappers. So apparently it's a big deal. Like,
I was about to... Never heard of it.
Never heard of it in my fucking life. But
I'm curious to see what it's gonna look like, though.
But speaking of a festival we have heard of, so Dreamville Festival has gotten it wrong again, as J. Cole often does. So they have the headliners for the lineup for Dreamville Fest is SZA, Chris Brown,
Long way.
Jid, Lil Yachty, Schoolboy Q. Have you listened to the new Schoolboy Q album?
I haven't. Yeah,
You
no.
haven't? Oh, you
Is
gotta.
it good?
It's really fucking good. It's
Okay.
really, really good. You gotta listen to it. Sexy Red, Jeremiah, Earth Gang, Tizo Touchdown, Amare. Did I say that right? I actually don't know how it's pronounced. Loot, Love Tyler. I don't know how he's gonna perform when it's gonna be past his bedtime. Damani, and then J. Cole and Nicki are headlining, so obviously they're gonna perform that song together.
Yeah.
Rema, Jeezy, Monica's also performing. I guess Nicki Minaj just taking her
That
everywhere
makes
this
sense.
summer.
Yeah.
Tia Corinne's performing. Key Glop, my baby daddy. Boz is performing. Money Long, Cause. So obviously this day is the Sunday is the Earth. What do you call it? What's J. Cole's label? Dreamville.
Dreamville.
It's
Yeah.
a Dreamville day. Have you ever been to Dreamville Fest?
I haven't. No, but I saw a lot of like videos on it, and it looked cool.
It looks
like it looks like
fine.
it's fun.
This is a weird mix of people, though. Is it not?
I was about to say, I feel like it doesn't feel cohesive.
No.
It seems just like, I don't know. They were like, okay, let's just like send a blast email.
And then whoever responds first.
Gets first.
And then the last person responds, they're like, sorry, baby, all the slots are full now.
It's our full
Like,
now.
You know,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
don't know.
Nicki was
This already
like,
makes sense.
absolutely, I'm available and I need the money.
I
Like,
need the money.
He was, no, but
I'm there.
I'm there. That's so
Yeah.
weird. Dreamville Fest has never interested me for obvious reasons.
I really want to see about Lollapalooza though.
Have they announced the lineup?
They
for
haven't
Lolla?
announced. They haven't announced the lineup, but I have a friend who just moved to Chicago, and so she's going. She's planning on going at least like one day. So I'm like, that could be fun if they have a good lineup for like one day. I think I'm down for these concert series. I'm down for like one.
I can't do a whole weekend.
I can't do the whole weekend. My knees.
My
I
back,
talked to them. They said
my
no.
ankles, my feet, my nose, because I know these people don't wear deodorant.
I was like, I'll give you one good day.
Yes.
One good day, and I'll be rah like in that. But
And honestly, one day is a
Man.
lot. To
It
be
is a
there
lot.
all day is
all
a lot.
standing in those lines, being hot. But I heard Lollapalooza is better because it's like on the like lawn,
Mhm.
like people aren't standing like that.
Mhm.
Like
They still
That's
not
what
wearing
I'm-
deodorant though. They still not wearing no fucking deodorant, or at least not enough. Y'all need to put that natural deodorant down. It's not working. No, I went to Lollapalooza one time in high school because my friend's mom was working security. And this was like back when the acts at Lollapalooza were like folk. This was stomp, clap, hey era. So I was going to go see Mumford and Sons because I was a really big Mumford and Sons fan. Don't make that face. They used to have bops, okay? But I was going to see Mumford and Sons and the Black Keys with my friend. So her mom got us in it because we were in high school. So like, I don't even know if they allow high schoolers to go. Are high schoolers allowed to go to these types of things? Like,
probably,
I
but
mean,
like they could have
maybe.
special badge, probably.
Probably they had that, but I don't even remember that. I just remember the concert being so packed. And I used to, as a person who's from Chicago, I used to hate Lollapalooza weekend. Because it would be the downtown would be infested with kids from the suburbs. Like these white suburban ass kids. So just know when you're going, sure, you might have a good time, but that's who's you're gonna be around.
That's fair.
That's the target audience. But I think with Lollapalooza, you can just leave and come back and leave and come back. And the fact that it's like downtown and not in the middle of nowhere just makes it easier to like leave and go to a cafe or go somewhere, go to your hotel, and then just like come back. You know?
Cool.
So I think if you're gonna go like that's a good one to go to, just because of the convenience of it being in the middle of the city.
Totally.
Okay, should we talk about new music?
Yeah.
So we have a fun little mix of new music from Cardi B, Flying a Boss, Sexy Red, Killuminati, Kin the Man, even a new Drain Doll song. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the Cardi B song. What did you think of the Cardi B song?
It fell flat for me. It was like, I was listening to it. I'm like, I'm obviously going to finish it because it's her.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if it was anybody else, I would have turned it off.
Turn it off, yeah.
It wasn't the song I don't think this was the song for her to release, like, to preview her album. I think whatever she has that was teased on
Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah, that should have been the song. Because I was like,
what's the point of this freestyle?
I was like, this sounds like 2018.
Yeah.
Like Cardi B. So the song fell flat.
I didn't get the point of it. Like, what was the point of releasing this freestyle? It just, like, there was not enough energy in it for me. And it didn't feel like this is a comeback-worthy song. I'm not going to say it wasn't clever, because there were parts of it that I enjoyed. Coach Bags taking a whack from you. Cardi, you don't know. Coach has made a major comeback. And the girls are rocking Coach Bags again.
Listen, Coach, whatever Coach is doing, their designer team.
Yeah, I feel like they've had a really good rebrand.
They're in their bag.
They really, literally, in their bag. But it was like, it didn't have that oomph of a real comeback single, you know? And I don't mean to compare apples to oranges, but Hiss, I think, was such a good comeback song for
my gosh, yeah.
And this, I feel like that's the bar where we're at in 2024. If you're gonna come back with some fucking heat, okay? So this new song.
The fact that Hiss, I've listened to Hiss more.
Yeah.
That it has detracted me from ever listening to any of the Nicki Minaj songs. Because I think about that and I'm like,
I can't listen to it.
I can't listen to
her. I can't listen to her. I've put Hiss on all my gym playlists, my cardio playlist, my lifting playlist, all my gym playlists. No, okay, but the Fly the Boss song, what did you think about it?
So I actually didn't get to the Fly the Boss song. I know.
Oh my god, it was so cute. I loved it. They're hit makers, okay? Fun, silly bitch music is that. Okay, these bitches are so fucking clever. Like, I'm ready for them to shake up the summer. I'm so glad that they're releasing this album at the end of March so we can go right into rooftop season. Let's just go straight in with some fun. I love this song. I love that song. But which of these other songs did you like stand out to you, good or bad?
I was gonna say the Sexy Red song.
Okay.
Like, it did not in a. It was just fine. Like, it was just like an okay song.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm waiting for that new song. Bow, bow, bow.
Get it sexy. Get it sexy. I'm very excited for that one to come out.
I'm very excited about that one. What about you? Any other songs stand out to you?
I hated this Ken the Man song. Deeply. Hated this Ken the Man song. It's so forced. It's too long and it's too slow. Like, and let me say this. I love it when artists try new things. I really do. I don't want Ken to stray away from trying new things, but girl, this was not it. I hated this song. You know what I love though? And let me tell you a little story. The Killuminati song, Anger Issues, one of the students in my advisory class was playing this song and I was like, turn that off, put your phone away, or I'm going to confiscate your phone. But girl, I was Shazamming it.
And you're like,
I was like, wait, what's that? What's that? What you got playing over there?
Put it away.
I'm like, put that away, and downloaded it instantly.
Really? Okay, I gotta listen to that. I was like, I think I heard the Ken the Man song, and I was just like,
you turned it off.
Turned it off.
But you know what I really liked? The Dream Doll song. Did you listen to this one, Jelly?
I did not.
I love this. It feels very Jersey Club, and I feel like I said before, Jersey Club taking over the fucking world. But I feel like this is a song that was made for TikTok kind of success. And I mean that, and I mean that in a positive way, and not in a negative way. I feel like this is the kind of song that could be, if it blows up, could be a crossover moment for Dream Doll. Because I feel like it's a really good, really fun song. Like I really enjoyed it, and I'm gonna like listen to it again. Which you know I rarely say about a Dream Doll song, but I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna listen to it. You know, But yeah, okay. If you had to crown one of these songs as your song of the week, you know, from this pick, which one would it be?
I actually don't know. Now that I think about it.
Okay, I'm gonna go first, but you gotta pick one.
Okay.
I'm gonna crown Dream Doll song. Jelly is gonna be the best new song of the week for me.
Let me see. Because I was like, I didn't like the Cardi B song. the I Might song was just like all right.
It was all right.
I didn't like the Pussy song, and then I didn't hear Jelly or the Flyana Boss song.
So which one was the worst one for you then?
Definitely the Cardi B song.
Oh, it was really, you like that less than the...
Actually, I'm gonna go with the Kin the Man song.
Okay,
the Kin the Man song, because I was like, I could probably hear the Cardi B song just because of the what is it called?
The virality of it, like it's
you're
just hearing it.
Yeah, familiar beat. The
familiar beat, absolutely. Which one do you prefer then? Do you prefer Bia sampling Missy Elliott or this Cardi, the way that Cardi sampled Missy Elliott?
Probably Bia.
Yeah, I think Bia used it better. The bars were harder. The video was better.
The way that she comes, like
I think it was better. It was much better.
Yeah.
Okay, should we get into our main topic?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm naming this episode "You're 36." Do you remember that meme?
No,
do you remember that meme? That guy who was like, "You're 36," like to his friend who was like.
You're gonna send it to me.
I have to send you the meme because you'll get it. Once you see it, you'll be like, I remember that. So we're talking today about evolution and if or should or do rappers have to evolve with their fan bases. And I feel like we've been talking about this in like a lot of our episodes recently, but we've not had it as like a main topic. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does it mean for an artist to evolve with their fan base? Like, how would you define that?
I think for an artist to evolve with their fan base, I think it's just like showing their own personal maturity. I think like personally, but also within their like career maturity as well. And I think that comes from like the content and lyrics that they speak about. So like things that I think that people respond to albums that are honest, authentic, and like true to where that person is. Whether it's like, you know, the silly girl music to like being like, you know, I'm going through some shit, right? And so I think it's the content that like the lyricism that is being put into it is like how an artist evolves, about the type of things that they're talking about, the type of things that they're going through. I think that's the major thing for me.
Yeah. I think for me, I agree. Like when you evolve, I feel like everything needs to elevate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't be on the same shit you were on 10 years ago because your fans are not the same as they were 10 years ago.
Right.
You know, like you can't be beefing with the same bitch from 10 years ago. Okay?
Yeah.
Because I feel like at this point, go get some therapy. If you really still beefing, you can't beef with a bitch for 10 years. Okay? Like you cannot be rapping the same like that you were 10 years ago. I don't know why I'm saying 10 years ago specifically, but I think you need to
because
grow.
It's a decade. Like there's a decade of growth.
You need to grow. You need to grow. And speaking of that, so then in that vein, do you think there are artists who have evolved successfully?
I'm trying to think who I feel like has evolved successfully. I think that the first one that comes to mind is obviously like a Beyonce. Like, you know, she's been in the game for like, you know, like 20 something years,
almost 30
right?
years.
Yeah, like I think that's something also like about how you can evolve with your fan base is like trying new stuff as well. Like not just sticking to the same script of like beats or flow or whatever it may be. So I think Beyonce is like the standout of like someone who has been able to evolve over the years, being able to try new things, dip into different categories,
and sometimes it worked, and sometimes
it works. Yeah, but I think it's like willing to like have the space to fail.
Yeah, exactly. I think the space to fail is a big one. Some people that I think have evolved, not just musically, but even their public persona. I'm thinking like Tyler, the Creator. Like, remember the way that he used to be in Odd Future? Completely different.
So true.
I think Megan Thee Stallion has evolved from her, you know, car freestyles of like 2016, 2017. Baby Tate even has evolved in her music. Like she's just becoming so much more confident. I think, you know, Beyonce, obviously, Kendrick, obviously, Rihanna's another one. You know, she's evolved. She used to be on Twitter arguing with niggas all day. And she don't have time to do that no more. She's grown. She got 2 kids. She got businesses to run.
She has businesses,
So, I think even even the City Girls, I've seen them evolve just
Yeah,
a bit,
I would
even
say
in
the
their
City Girls too.
in their like public or performances. I've seen evolution. I've seen growth. And yeah, but what about devolving? Have any can you think of any artists who have devolved?
Well, I don't know.
I have a
think
big one.
The first one that came to mind was when we were talking about like Drake's new
That was
latest album.
exactly who I was gonna say.
Like that was like the first time that I was like, dang, like I don't feel like he's like making music for me anymore.
No.
I feel like he's the top one for me right now.
Yeah. Drake devolved like a motherfucker.
I think, but also on the flip side, another person who I feel like has evolved well is like a J. Cole as well.
Sure.
J. Cole has like evolved well.
Sure.
Time. But I'm trying to think who else has it, who's kind of like stuck in the same spot. Maybe it's too early for her in her career, but I feel like Erica Banks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's been 4 years since Toot That I think came out. And it's just like I feel like she's chasing like the same type of like bar, and she has to try something different.
She has to try something different because it's not working, and it's not that she's untalented.
Exactly.
It's just this isn't working, and I feel like people are getting bored of it, and I don't want her to become someone.
It's like she's in the mix. Like she's like nothing's making her stand out.
Yeah, you gotta stand out. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
You have to do something to stand out. So then, are there artists who you feel like have never evolved, and has this like hurt or helped their careers?
Yeah, I think the first person who comes to mind who hasn't really evolved, but it still worked for them, is like Tyga.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like,
it works for him.
It works for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm gonna put in a quick 16 of like a like club summer jam,
right?
And I'm gonna ride that out,
and it works.
And it works. I think that like, I don't know. I feel like I don't know if I feel like Cardi has like evolved too much.
Yeah. I don't think she has.
I don't think she has, but it's okay because it's like she has so much there to her that it's like I don't expect her to have something different. You know, like she's a person. Her Cardi B as like an enterprise. Her is enough.
Yeah,
I'm not expecting her to go outside of her bounds.
Yeah, but I think for me, I'm always like, I want artists to do more, to try something different. Like, I just love it when artists get experimental, which is why I can't think of anyone who's never evolved. But I think there's sometimes when artists like try and step out on faith and try something new, and then they get rejected, or it doesn't do well, or it's not received the way that they want, and they kind of fall back into old habits. Which to me is like, this is a really negative thing about the music industry that I don't like, because I feel like it kind of like, it makes artists afraid to be creative. It makes artists afraid to be experimental, but that's how we've gotten some of the best, music of all time, is when artists are really just stepping out on faith and trying new things. And I feel like, maybe you're to kind of elevate, you have to like veer off to the left a little bit, but I feel like there are some artists who I really want to try that, and they're kind of afraid to. Like, I would like for Sweetie to try that. I would like for Cash Doll to try that. I would like for even Nicki to try that. I would like for Cardi to try that. Let's go a little left off kilter. Let's try something new and see what happens, because maybe it's not accepted right now, but in a couple of years it'll be a trend.
Right, exactly.
It'll be a trend. Okay, and then the last question, and this one is really important to me, because I think with evolution and with growth and with aging, like, there comes a responsibility. But I want to know, what do you think? What is the responsibility of that artists have to younger fans, or do they even have the responsibility to younger fans?
Yeah, I find this question so hard because, I think about how I think about when I was younger, and my mom was like, okay, the stuff that happened with like Chris Brown and Rihanna, right? She was like, oh, Rihanna should have came out and been like, oh, like, let's kumbaya, bring women together, like, let's stand up against like women violence, right? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, don't think that's her responsibility.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is, you know, something that she dealt with that was unfortunately publicized, right? But she doesn't owe me as a fan to like have to rally people together.
I agree.
So I always like I think about that like example. I think you want to have your artist that you admire to speak publicly or help hold a sense of responsibility when it comes to like social justice, injustice in general. But I don't think it's ultimately their responsibility at the end of the day as much as we would like it to be.
Yeah.
But I think that the artists that do take the mantle and say like, I have this platform, like I have people listening. I think the people who choose to do something responsible with their platform, I think it's up to the artist's decision to do that, but it's not required. I feel like
I don't think it's required, but I do feel like as an artist, like why do you should want to elevate your fans?
I would think so.
Taste, elevate their palettes. Like we shouldn't be on the same shit we were on 10 years ago. And I do think like, and I think Nicki Minaj is such a good example of this. Like you should not rally your fans to harass and bully people the way that she really does, because I mean they have real life consequences and you don't. And at some point, like, do you not take responsibility for the way that you've empowered them to behave? You know, like I feel like at some point you have to, like, there's blood on your hands too for some of the shit that people do. And I agree, like you don't have to raise anybody's kids but your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I hate to keep bringing her up, but it just reminds me of Beyonce. You know, like I just feel like the way that she's grown as an artist and the way that she's grown as a person, as a woman, as a business person and things like that with her fans. You know, she's grown and she's made mistakes and she's had businesses fail and everything, but she's growing and she's trying. And it makes me think like, okay, yeah, we should all be doing that kind of shit, you know?
Yeah.
And I think even as a person who's like a teacher, I feel like, you know, there's a part of me that's a little bit hypocritical when it comes to this, because I look at these kids and I'm listening to them talk and they're watching this horrible ass Zeus show, Baddies, and they're always talking about this. And I'm like, why is this type of shit marketed to kids? And then I had to take a second and think like, you were watching Bad Girls Club when you were their age, and it was the same exact situation. Like everybody was hating on the music you were listening to. And I just wish that there were adults who realize like the kind of access that kids have and the kind of influence that kids get from their music, and they acted a little bit more responsibly with that. I know that they don't have to, but there's a part of me that wishes that they would. You know?
No, exactly. Like it's like I would hope that you have a moral compass and you think about like the audience that you are speaking to, but not everybody cares or like feels obligated. And it's like I would hope that you would do the right thing, but it's also I'm like, you are not, like you said, they don't have to raise your kids. Like they're like, I decided that I wanted to make like silly girl music and like say whatever because this is my truth, this is what I'm living in right now, like that's who I am. So why should I be censored because of the type of audience that is like responding to me? So I think it's a lose in some ways.
I agree because it puts an unfair like onus onto the artists, like and that's not fair. But I also think as an adult, as a person who is also an adult, like I feel a certain responsibility, you know what I mean?
I mean I was even thinking about like what's his name? Like Travis Scott. Like that stuff with the concert. Right. And it's like, you're right, there is a little bit of bloodshed on you for like inciting this and like, you know, so it's like, how could you not, even if you don't want to be responsible, you are in some ways.
Right. Like at what point do you as an artist grow and you're thinking like, oh shit, these people I'm really influential, I should do something good with that.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah, and we would love to know what you guys think.
Definitely.
Hit us up always on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter.
Chat with us.
Let us know what you think. But it's music rec time. Do you have one?
Yeah, I was about to say, let me see. What have I been listening to?
I have one if you need a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my music rec is actually Anger Issues by Killuminati. The song that got recommended to me by my students inadvertently. Shout out to those little middle schoolers. Shout out. Sometimes it be hitting a little bit. I really like this. It's a really West Coast, hip hop. And typically I'm a little bit like elitist and bougie and like, oh, I don't really fuck with the West Coast hip hop of today, but this one is a hit. All right. I really like this one. So Killuminati, Anger Issues, and that's my music rec.
Okay, cool. My recommendation is going to be The Road or D's by Flo Milli.
Okay.
The freestyle that came out. I really like that. It was just like, I feel like I've been listening to more like Southern music more recently.
Period.
Or like just like things that remind me of home.
Yeah.
And I feel like this song just definitely reminded me of home, but with a new twist.
I love that. All right, guys. If you made it all the way till the end of this episode, thank you guys so much for listening. Happy Women's History Month to all of the women, and an extra special Happy Women's History Month to all of the Black women out there. And we will see you guys in our next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Where My Girls At, a podcast about Black women in hip hop. Where My Girls At is produced and edited by Mariah Woods and hosted by Mariah Woods and Brianna LaRosliere. Follow us on Twitter at Where My Girls At 2, on Instagram at Where My Girls At _TH, and on TikTok at Where My Girls At Pod. See you next time.